Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Aimee here. There may be a glare on my glasses. I apologize. I was trying to put the camera in different spots around the room, but there's still like a glare. My apologies. But anyway, I have 23 books to talk about, so let's get this show on the road. So today's video is going to be 23 male romances I want to read in the year of 2023. I saw a couple booktubers around doing this video and I just thought it would be so much fun to do it male romance style, and I may even do it with thrillers as well, because those are my top two favorite reads. So yeah, I have 23 male romances written down here in my trusty little notebook that I want to read this year in 2023. And what I also think I might do, like this is just popping up in my head, I might put all of these in a jar and maybe each month pick 2 or 3 of them to read. Let me know in the comments if you like that idea. All right, let's get into it. I don't have these in any particular order. I was just basically going through past new releases I've written down, and my Goodreads want to read list. I went through and also just kind of scanned through my bookshelf to see if I had anything. I really didn't have much like as far as hard copy, but yeah, mostly just going back through just past finds of new releases and just other things that I've had something on my Kindle Unlimited list sitting there for a while. It's time to get to those because I really do want to read them. But okay, so 23 that I picked from all of these lists. Like I said, no particular order, but the first 2 books are books in a series, and this is by Riley Hart. It is the Secrets Kept series. So book 1 is Off Limits. So this has to do with a hookup app, and I believe the 2 guys end up knowing each other after they meet. But I love a romance when texting is involved, any sort of social media like back and forth between our 2 characters. I don't know why, I just love that. But this is Off Limits, and then the second book is Pushing the Limits, and I do believe this is a stepbrothers to lovers story. Yes, a stepbrother romance with a cocky main character who shows his vulnerability through the one man he's not supposed to want, sexy panting, and a love that defies all odds. So yes, and you know I love me a good stepbrothers to lovers type of story. Okay, now the sun is like directly in my face, so I have to move over. This video is going so well so far. Okay, I usually move these. These are puzzles that I've put together, and I glued them and I framed them, and I have been supposing to hang them, and I have not yet. And I usually move them, but we're just gonna leave them there for today. Next is Secrets and Lies by Brooke Blaine and Ella Frank. These 2 usually can never do any wrong, but this also has been on my Kindle TBR list for a really long time. So, and this cover is beautiful. Secrets and Lies is a standalone teacher-student male romance from New York Times bestselling authors Brooke Blaine and Ella Frank. I cannot wait. Then we have Roommate Arrangement. This is by Saxon James. This has also been on my Kindle Unlimited list. This is actually the first book in the Divorced Men's Club series. So we have a divorced man in his 40s. Yes, 40-year-old roommate. It says room to rent. Must ignore the patheticness of a 40-year-old roommate, preferably dirt cheap as funds are tight. There's nothing sadder than moving back to my hometown, newly divorced, homeless, and lost for what my next move is. So yes, we have a newly divorced 40-year-old man moving back home, looking for a cheap place to rent. He finds one in his little brother's best friend. Cannot wait to see how that pans out. Then we have Blow Me Away by Billy Bloom. I remember talking about this book when it first came out. It just sounded really, really fun, and I've never read anything by this author, so I'd really like to get to it this year. It says fake boyfriends, guy talk, secret experiments, hot as heck first times, a bi awakening, and of course a heaping dose of swoon. I love the cover. I've also spoken about this one before. This is Bare Desires. This is by Ashley James. This is the first book in the Deepest Desires series. It is a forbidden male-male stepbrother romance, and it is angsty, emotional, and it won't let me read anymore. But once again, stepbrothers to lovers. It's like one of my favorite tropes. Then we have Hostel. This is by Nicole Dykes. This looks like it is a sports romance. In the closet, I'm pretty sure we have a in the closet football player here. It says, life has been easy for me, top of the class, star quarterback on the football team. Every guy wants to be my friend and every girl wants to date me. Yeah, life is pretty sweet, except it's not. It's all fake. School comes too easy for me and I'm bored. Football isn't fun anymore. The guys I hang out with aren't really my friends, and the girls, I don't want to date them. The only one I want to date, he's a little bit hostile. Another one of my favorite tropes is like a high school male-male type of romance along with a sports, or throw in the sports, and this is another one that I remember talking about when it first came out. This is Blindsided by Becca Steele. This is the first book in the LSU series. It says Blindsided is a standalone male-male new adult college romance with roommates to lovers, enemies to lovers, and a bi-awakening theme. This book contains mature situations and content. This one I kind of had on my radar, but I wasn't quite sure if it was something I wanted to read because I'm not too big with the whole daddy thing. I mean, I'm okay with it and I get it and I read it and I usually love it. But it's not usually one that I'm a genre or a trope that I'm seeking out, or like a sub and dom kind of thing. But anyway, this is Forbidden Mafia Prince. This is by Brooke Blaine and Ella Frank. Once again, usually can do no wrong. So I'd really like to give it a go this year. This is the first book in the Malvagio duet. So there's 2 books in the series. But we're gonna try the first one and just see how I feel. Domenico Rossetti, the ruthless mafia prince, powerful and unforgiving. He's a savage in a suit and the one who holds the cards when it comes to his new captive. I don't know, we're gonna see how it goes. And next up, this is sort of the beginning of a big series, kind of like Vino and Veritas, where different authors write the different books. But this is the first one in the Franklin Yu series. This is Playing Games by Riley Hart. So yeah, just a series that I've been wanting to get into, and I didn't get into it last year, so we're gonna get into it this year. It says the books are released in chronological order, but are all standalone and can be consumed in whichever order you choose. And this looks like it may be an enemies to lovers story. So we have a star lacrosse player who thinks he's God's gift to the female and the male population. So we have a guy who is bi, outwardly bi, I'm guessing. And then we have a bad boy with a leather jacket and a scowl. Oh, this looks like it's gonna be fun. I can't wait. This next one, also part of a series. This is Iced Out by C.E. Ricky. I believe this is a more recent release, but this is the first book in the Lighten You series. It says Iced Out is the first in a 5-book standalone college sports romance series featuring 2 misunderstood rival teammates, pages of snarky banter, and more secret spicy times than any book should be filled with. Not suitable for anyone under 18 years of age. That means good things happen in this book. Another book by C.E. Ricky. This one, I have gotten so many people tell me that I need to read this series. This is Follow the River. by C.E. Ricky. This is the first book in the River of Rain series, or duet. It's a duet, my bad. It says, Follow the River is a full-length, mature, new adult, bully enemies to lovers, male-male romance with dark themes. It says there will be triggering content for some readers. It doesn't name them here. It just says specific triggers will not be listed at the beginning of the book as they will be spoilers. So please be advised that if you have triggers, any at all, this book might not be for you. But yeah, so many of y'all have told me that I need to read this, so we're gonna do it. Then we have Let Me Be the One. This is by Z.S. Storm. I've never heard of this author, never read anything by this author. I came across it, I think one day when I was looking for new releases, and it just looked really interesting. So we have two guys that have basically kind of grown up together as best friends. And they are the sons of renowned politicians, living life in the public eye, but hiding the parts of themselves which they are most afraid to reveal. So we have one, I was a closeted gay dude, and Finn was a closeted something. So we just have two best friends that fell in love, basically. One of them knew they were gay, and the other one's not so sure what his feelings are, maybe. I don't know. It just says it is a full-length standalone and does not contain any major triggers or heavy themes, but it does have a happily ever after. Okay, so I started this series a couple years ago, maybe two, I don't know how long it's been, y'all. It's been a while. But this is Tease. This is the 4th book in the Temptation series by Ella Frank. I have something that is itchy. Like, I feel itchy. Anyway, Tease by Ella Frank. I have never finished the series. I need to finish it. I've been seeing nothing but she's been putting out like these TikToks of her books, and she's been doing a lot with the Temptation series, and I'm like, I need to get back into this series because I really did enjoy it. So this is just the continuation of Logan and Tate's story. It says Tease is the sexy, tantalizing continuation of two men who stole your heart and popped your cherry. So yeah, I need to get back into this series, so we're gonna do it this year. Okay, this next book I just recently found. It actually is a new release for this month. It's going to be coming out on February 14th for Valentine's Day. This is The Pledge by Cale Dietrich. I'm butchering that. I don't know how to say the last name, but it says, this frat is deadly. So this looks like it's going to be a male suspense sort of read. But the cover, for one, just drew me in. I don't know why I didn't see this when I was looking for new releases for February. Y'all, I'm so excited. I'm stuttering over my words. Like I'm just excited to read all these books this year. But it says for this one, Scream meets Clown in a Cornfield in this young adult horror novel by best-selling Cale Dietrich, featuring a mass killer who targets frat boys. Yes. Yes. This next one has been on my TBR, or my list of books I want to read, for years now. Why I haven't done it yet, I have no explanation. This is Heels Overhead by Elise Springer. I'm getting distracted by people coming on down the road. I believe this has to do with two guys on a swim team. Jeremy Reed is one of the best divers in the world, and he's worked hard to get where he is. He intends to keep pushing himself with one very clear goal in mind: winning gold at the Summer Olympics in 2 years. Brandon Evans is everything Jeremy isn't: carefree, outgoing, and openly gay. With his bright blue eyes and dramatic tattoos, he's a temptation that Jeremy refuses to acknowledge. They're opposites who are forced to work together as teammates, but Jeremy's fear of his own sexuality and Brandon's disinterest in anything not fun may end their partnership before it begins, until a single moment changes everything and they help each other discover that teen can also mean love. Yeah, I don't know why I have not done this yet, but we're gonna do it. I just discovered that this Netflix show, movie, whatever it may be, was a book, or is a book. No, I'm sorry, it's on Prime Video. This is My Policeman by Bethan Roberts. This is not like truly like a, well, I guess it is a male-male romance, because I do believe that our characters meet, but our first character is with a woman, and they meet through her, I believe. I'm not sure. I've only seen like previews of the movie, and I've always been like, oh, I need to watch that. You know, Harry Styles, male, I need to watch that. And I just realized that it was a book. Or yeah, so my friend Debbie has read it, and she said it was really good, so it's on the list. And I can't just decide what cover I like. I like this one because Harry Styles. But I also like this one. I think this is like one of the, you know, before the movie came out, because it says soon to be a major motion picture. It says an exquisitely told tragic tale of thwarted love, stunning, fraught, and honest. It takes place in the 1950s. My Policeman is a deeply heartfelt story of love's passionate endurance and the devastation wrought by a repressive society. I have a feeling this is gonna hurt. Then we have Gravity by Tal Bear. This has also been on my list to read. So many of you have told me I need to read it. It is a hockey male-male romance. I believe it does have some French in there as well, because someone told me that they had to like go back and forth referencing what the French terms mean or meant. It says Gravity is a male-male romance featuring bi-gay awakening, friends to lovers, team shenanigans, fast-paced hockey, ice-melting sizzle, and swoony Quebecese love songs. We'll see. This is another one I sort of just came across. This is Pretty Obsessed by J.R. Gray. The first line when I was reading the synopsis is what got me. Who makes out with a random guy at a club while someone else is giving him head? Like, that's all you need. Like, what? I want to read this book right now. Right now. This is part of a series. It looks like the Pretty Broken series. This is the first book. It says, Pretty Obsessed is an out-for-you romance with a dirty-talking, obsessive rock star who falls for a cinnamon roll writer. This is book one in the Pretty Broken series. All books follow a different couple. This is another book that has been on my list for a while. Ever since I read Wrath, I was looking for something that was similar, and I had wrote this book down, but I never got to it. This is About Last Night by Michaela Cole, and this is part of the Noxton Night series. This is book one. Content warning, it says this book contains explicit sexual content and is intended for readers 18 and plus. This also looks like it's a sports romance that has soccer in it. I don't know, it just all sounds really, really good. Possible enemies to lovers, maybe? It came up when I was looking for something that was similar to Wrath, so I'm guessing we have some enemies to lovers here, maybe some bullying to lovers kind of thing. But yeah, we're gonna do it. Another series I want to get back into this year. I don't think I read anything from this series last year. But this is Unguarded. This is by Jay Hogan, and this is part of the Vino and Veritas series. This is book number 10. This is where I left off. All these books will be have been written by different authors. So yeah, so I've gotten up to number 10 and I stopped. So we're gonna continue this year with this book. It says, I fled Boston and my cheating jerk of an ex with $300 and a lip gloss in my pocket. Waking up the next day in Burlington, Vermont with a crick in my back and a frozen ass wasn't exactly in the plan. 3 hours later and I've been hired as temporary help in the local veterinary and grooming clinic, which is kind of impressive since I know zip about animals and even less about grooming. But one thing I do know, I'm crushing hard on the sexy, absent-minded vet I work for. It sounds cute. All these books were really, really cute, and I've just been wanting to get back into them, so we're gonna do it this year. This is also a new release, I believe, for the month of February. This is For the Fans. This is by Nyla K. It just sounds really fun, and I really want to read it very soon. It has to do with like a fans only type of page. I think we have like 2 guys. I believe they're stepbrothers. Are they? Yes. Yes, we have a superstar football player and his stepbrother. I don't know what kind of guy he is, but it just says For the Fans is a full-length standalone male-male forbidden romance with a happily ever after. This book contains sensitive subject matter that could make some readers uncomfortable. Please heed forward warnings and proceed with caution. And lastly, the only book that I actually have on my shelf is Anyway, The Wind Blows by Rainbow Rowell. This is the third last and final book of the Simon Snow series. I really enjoyed this series over the years, and when this 3rd book came out, I was like all about it, ready to go get it. I wanted the Barnes & Noble's copy because they always have the beautiful drawings on the inside of Simon and oh, what's his name? I forgot. Is it Bax? Baz. I knew it was something like that. Baz. Forgot. It's been that long. I need to finish this series. So yeah, I'm not sure what the Simon and his friends are up to in this last one. I wasn't crazy about the second one. I mean, it was cute. I was a little frustrated with the 2 guys because I feel like they never really it's like they want a relationship, but they never really get one. So I'm hoping they have a relationship in this book, or this book ends with them in a relationship. I don't know, but I love them and I want to see how their story ends. So yeah, we're gonna read this one this year. All right, y'all, that is it. That was a lot. I was worried I wouldn't get all of it in one fitting of my card and my camera, but we made it. We made it. I try not to linger on too much information about the books, but I think we got the gist of them. Let me know in the comments if you're gonna read any of these books along with me. Also, let me know if you like the idea of me like picking 1 or 2 or 3 every month to read. I think that would be fun. But I hope you're all doing well out there. Thank y'all so much for watching. As always, hugs from me all around y'all, and I'll see y'all very soon in a new video. Bye, y'all.